Christmas, Northminster. Whether you are tuning into this as the first thing you're doing when you wake up on Christmas morning, or whether you are listening to this in the car as you're driving from one place to the next, or whether you are just taking a moment to pause and have a moment to yourself before you move on to the next thing, whether it's moving from presents to brunch or getting ready for dinner. I hope that you're doing well this Christmas day and are able to celebrate the joy of the season. We've been talking not just about the story of Jesus and how God loved the world so much that God was desperate to be born as one of us just so God could tell us how much we were loved. But we've been talking and thinking about how that story has carried through the generations. Advent 1, we thought about how God frames this whole story by telling the lineage of Jesus, a lineage full of flawed people who have made some amazing decisions in their life and also made some less than ideal decisions. And that frames the fact that God didn't require the world to be perfect before God decided that it was time to be born in it. And so it makes space for us, our lives. We think about all the people of all the generations that have risen to the occasion, like Mary rose to the occasion when the angel came to her and said, "Greetings." We thought about all the people who may have not been as eager as Mary to say, "It's okay, let's do this." But for all the Josephs in the world who had to take a little bit more time to pause and to think about what truly makes for a better world, a kinder world, and then choose better for the next generation. And we thought about the people like Elizabeth, who had the Spirit of God within her that leaps with joy when she saw another person filled with God's Spirit. These are the stories that we tell generation after generation, year after year. We tell the story every year, but it doesn't come by itself is the thing. It's not that we just tell this story, the story of God's love, the story of the people who rose to the occasion, the people who frame the story and make us a place in it. The story comes along with a bunch of traditions and a lot of history. The story also comes with the hugs from grandparents and the smile of children. The story comes with lights and sounds and probably a little bit of glitter stuck on your clothing. These stories come with laughter and giggles, and the story sometimes comes with a little bit of grief and longing. The story comes to us in the mouth of those who have come before us, who have told the story to us. And the story comes also from our lips as we tell it to the people who are hearing it for the first time. The story has come to us with hopes of new beginnings and the hope that we can still hold on to something old. The story comes with the taste of family secret recipes, and this story comes with new ingredients added in and testing out and trying for the first time. See, we tell the story of Jesus' birth year after year, generation after generation, and we know that it's never told the same way every year. We know that there's something different in it. We hear it differently a little bit, or whether we just hear the same words and it means something different to us this time around. But we know the core of it stays the same. That it is a story of God's love for all of humanity and for us. We share it because it rings true still, that God is with us, present in our life, able to make room for us and the stories we have to share. God is with us to help us step up to the situations in our current day and age. The Spirit of God is with us to help us think of a new way, a kinder way, a compassionate way. And the Spirit is definitely with us, helping us to open our arms to greet the Spirit of God within each other. It's a story that comes humbly to us in the form of a child, defenseless, needing our tender care and our love. So the story stays the same in some ways, and yet we hear it differently. And so we tell it again and again, year after year, generation after generation. So folks, tell the story again today. Know that you are a part of it because you are already a part of the telling. You are already involved in the story of God's love, which overflows for us. Tell the story again, lest we ever forget that. So Merry Christmas, everyone.
Stood hard as iron, water like a stone. Snow had fallen, snow on snow, snow on snow. In the bleak heaven cannot hold him, nor earth sustain. Heaven and earth shall flee away when he comes to reign. In the bleak midwinter, a stable place sufficed. The Lord God incarnate, Jesus Christ. Angels and archangels may have gathered cherubim and seraphim throng I were a wise man, I would do my part. Yet what I can, I give.